Well, I have my coffee, so let's go ahead and dive into this fucking horse shit. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I am Robert Storms. As always, if you're finding me for the very first time, guys, please do me a favor, click the like button in this video and subscribe so you guys can stay updated on all future content here on my channel. So, The Rise of the Skywalker, holy shit. This movie was not good. It wasn't good. It wasn't good in any way you would form a movie. Okay, I know a lot of people are out there, they're like, hey, we liked it, man. I'm good for you guys. I'm happy. Unfortunately, it does not work for me in any way. The story is so convoluted. It's incoherent. It doesn't make sense. It's distorted. It doesn't follow a plot. There's no plot that drives it. It's just a MacGuffin after MacGuffin that moves on. So I will tell you, this is my spoiler review, stuff that I couldn't talk about yesterday in my spoiler-free review that I'm going to dive into more today. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, then please guys go watch my spoiler-free review. Come back after you see the movie. So let's just jump into the plethora of different things in this movie that just doesn't make sense. Okay, so the Emperor is back. The Emperor Palpatine, Sheev Palpatine is back. How did he come back? How did he come back? How? Oh, you don't need to tell us? Okay, cool. First of all, let's talk about how the crawl of this movie feels like it was written by a fourth grader. Like the dead speak. Like, that's how you're gonna open up a crawl? Give me taxation and blockades any day. This read ridiculous. This whole opening crawl was ridiculous. Kylo then is on a planet killing all these people, getting this stupid ass fucking Wayfinder, Sith Finder, whatever the hell this stupid thing is, goes to this ancient Sith temple in the unknown regions, and he confronts Palpatine. Palpatine's like, I created Snoke, boy. Okay, how? Why? Oh, we don't need to know? Cool. Okay, apparently this is a pattern throughout the movie. Then we finally confront Palpatine himself, and how is he returned? Like he clearly says, I died once. Okay, so we find out he died. Okay, well, how'd you come back? Oh, you just want to hit us with a line from Revenge of the Sith. That's fine, because that explains a whole lot. Thanks, Palpatine. Then we cut to our heroes, and I noticed this in this one part where Finn and everybody's falling in the sand. Finn's like, Rey, I gotta tell you something. And it was a running plot point throughout the entire movie where Poe was like, what do you have to tell me? It's for Rey. I don't want to tell you, you know? And Poe's like, well, why can't you tell me? Why can't you tell me? And we constantly hear that brought up through the entire movie. That Finn has something he wants to tell Rey, but the whole movie goes through and he never tells Rey anything. Well, like, there's even a spot at the end of the movie where he can confront her and tell her, but he doesn't say anything. Nothing at all. Nothing. Finn uses the Force 2 or 3 times. So that tells me that Finn was going to tell Rey that he thinks he's Force sensitive and he wanted to talk to her about it. Yet it was completely cut out of the movie. They didn't even, why start a plot thread when you don't even bother finishing it? Really? Because when Rey passes away, oh yeah, by the way, we'll get to that. Rey passes away. When she passes away toward the end, he feels it. He stops. He's like, he feels it because he's Force sensitive. There's another moment earlier in the movie where he talks about having this feeling and he can feel something. So that tells me Finn is Force sensitive. We're not going to explore it, so why bother even bringing it up? Let's talk about Rey being a Palpatine. A Palpatine. Because this makes a whole lot of sense too, guys. This makes it. So first question is, why? How? Oh, you're not going to tell us that either. Okay, so apparently Palpatine went straight Bill Clinton while he was in office, had a son, his son then had a daughter, and Palpatine wants Rey because he wants to transfer his essence into Rey. So by Rey killing Palpatine, all the Sith will live in her. You set up a lot of theories. You set up so much, but you don't give us the why, you don't give us the how. Okay, so I can understand, maybe Palpatine isn't 100% and he wants to transfer his essence into Rey. Okay, I can buy that. Explain to me why you want to do that, how you're going to do that, and how does 1,000 Sith live in you? And how does 1,000 Jedi live in her? Are you talking like figuratively or literally? Like figuratively, is there knowledge in you? Or is there literally 1,000 generations of Sith and Jedi in you two? Because that doesn't explain anything. In the canon comics, Palpatine took the midichlorians to create Anakin. So if he could create Anakin, why did he have to have a son to create Rey? Why didn't he just create another Force user? Why didn't he just create someone else for him to manipulate? That was literally the whole point of the prequels. Why didn't he just do that? Oh, because that wasn't your original plan, Lucasfilm? Yeah, we all know that. Is some of the action fun? Sure, some of the action pieces are fun, but when you're going from planet to planet to planet to planet to planet, it gets really, really boring. It's like, we got to go to this planet to get this thing. We got to go here to get that thing. We got to go here to get that thing. And it takes away from the overall plot of the movie, whatever the fuck the plot of this movie is, because there is no theme behind this movie. Say what you want about The Last Jedi, you can at least acknowledge that there was a coherent story. And if you disagree with that, if you don't think Last Jedi was a coherent story, then you don't know what the word coherent means. This movie doesn't make no sense. It's all over the place. I like some of the new characters. I like Kerry Russell's character. I like the character of Jana, but we don't get to see anything really with them. They're there for like a few minutes, and that's about it. Lando plays no real service in the movie. Leia being in this movie, like, why'd you bother bringing back Carrie Fisher if you're just gonna kill her off within the movie anyway? It doesn't make any sense. You could have just killed her off in the crawl since she passed away between the movies. But you bring her back, you recycle footage where she basically just stands there and says, "Hi." And then someone comes by and has a whole conversation, and she's like, "Never underestimate a droid." She's literally just given like 1 or 2 words to say at a time, and they're just cutting around dialogue around her. And since we're talking about killing off Leia, let's talk about the fact that JJ, Chris Terrio, and Kathleen Kennedy decided, hey, we're going to kill off the entire Solo and Skywalker bloodline. There is no longer a Skywalker or a Solo alive. Yep, they're all dead. But guess what? Palpatine's blood is still running around. I mean, they're posing as a Skywalker, but hey, whatever. You're like, let's not be picky, right? So now the Palpatines, who helped destroy and manipulate the Skywalkers, are now running supreme. Their bloodline is flowing, yet they take on the Skywalker name. Doesn't that kind of feel like a giant slap in the fucking face? So if you guys can't tell, I don't really like this movie a whole lot. There's things within it I enjoyed. I like Kylo Ren. I like the redemption of Kylo Ren. I thought that was handled pretty well. But overall, this movie is a hot mess. They introduce plot points without telling you how they're even accomplished. They introduce new Force powers, what makes you look back at the previous 6 movies and be like, well, if they could do that, how come they just didn't do that then? And it just, overall, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. When you actually sit down, take your fandom away from it and break it down as a script and film, it doesn't make sense. It's a sad day. I really wanted to love this movie. God, I wanted to love this movie. I wanted to love this overall trilogy. And you know what? For me, it didn't work. But if it works for you, I'm glad it does. So anyway, guys, with that said, I'm going to go. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. And until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.